So today we're going to talk about the hip hop, the hippie to the hip hop. Don't stop, you're rocking to the bang bang, boogies up, don't the boogie to the rhythm, to the boogie the beat. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, my name is Zhariya Smith, and I typically make commentary videos just like this one. So if you guys happen to like that, or you just love my gorgeous face, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell to get notified every single time I post, which happens to be on Mondays and on Fridays. Happy Friday. How are you doing? I hope you're doing great. And I was going to make a video about, Thanksgiving, because Thanksgiving just happened. And I always feel, iffy about celebrating, attempted genocide. But recently, about murder, I've been seeing a lot of rappers, in the news, on the Shade Room, which I can make a whole video about the Shade Room, but about different rappers getting, shot / murdered. And you might be like, oh, people get murdered all the time. But I then went and I started to research, and I was like, I'm kind of curious, what's the average lifespan of a rapper? Because I feel like rappers die a lot. You see them, overdosing, getting murdered, etc. And I found out apparently that this study that this professor did at the University of Sydney, he found apparently that musicians' general lifespan are 25 years shorter than the average person, which is a lot. And now, after multiple days of research, we're going to examine violence within the rap community. You might be like, that's not related at all. I'm going to make it. Either way, so as I mentioned earlier, multiple rappers recently have been getting, murdered, attempted murder. And for reference, if you don't keep track of these things, you might not be a rap fan, or you might not keep track of these people. I'm specifically talking about on how November 6th, King Von was murdered in Atlanta. November 11th, the rapper Mo was shot and killed in Dallas. And then a couple of days later, on November 14th, Boosie was shot, and he is currently in a wheelchair. He's doing fine, but he was, shot. And this, people get murdered every single day. As we know, people are dying every single day. So why is it so important that these people are, dying / getting targeted? And this opens up a bigger question, I would think. Personally, whenever I hear about rappers dying, my first initial thought is Tupac. Because as you guys know, in 1996, Tupac was murdered pretty gruesomely. And you might be like, oh, another rapper has died, another rapper has gotten murdered or put in jail. And I think that people don't understand that hip-hop as a general genre has a little more, violence towards it. Not that the people who are rappers tend to be more violent. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm just saying that they are generally associated, with violence. And as many of us know, hip hop and rap and R&B are mostly, founded, that sounds weird, but are mostly started by other by black men or black people in general. And, with black people, getting targeted by police allegedly, or how they statistically are more likely to be incarcerated. This was prevalent in many lyrics and rap songs, and it was kind of like a cry out about the oppression that black people were facing. And then this led into a whole new genre labeled as gangster rap. That sounds so weird coming out of my mouth, the word gangsta. So gangster rap was initially called reality rap, and it was basically a subgenre of hip hop that emerged in the mid to late 1980s, but was really popular in the 90s, which has a distinct, highly controversial, very, not aggressive, that's not the word, but, the lyrics asserted a certain cultural values about being an American black person specifically. And it flaunted, not in the sense of promoting it, but talked about their affiliation with, gangs and street hustlers. And they, bragged about being, in a gang, about, murdering people and all of these other things. And, the earliest pioneers of this type of genre is definitely Ice-T. We also have, the NWA, which is a whole thing. But even like Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, like this rap genre had taken like the lead of hip hop during this time, because the lyrics were more, it wasn't aggressive, but like just expressed the true genuine rage that black men and black people in general had in America at that time. As you guys know, with LAPD, black people in Los Angeles, whole thing, whole other video. But this was being expressed as an artistic outcry about these things happening to them, you know, social oppression, police brutality, and the general hypocrisy and racial bias that happens in, you know, their lives. And of course they want to talk about that. But then, while some people were talking about that in the essence of like not actually, you know, being like, they might rap about a person being like about murdering someone, but that doesn't mean necessarily that they actually murdered a person. They might be talking about, you know, an experience or a story that they read, which I feel like there are a lot of artists who write music that don't particularly pertain to them. But then it became a thing that rappers and crime almost went hand in hand together, and not in the way you might think. So there's this thing called street cred. We know I don't have that, but street cred was popular in rap music, and it basically meant that like, oh, you did this thing and suddenly you were seen as cool. Similarly to how like in some gangs you might have to murder a person or commit a crime to be initiated into those things. Kind of like how fraternities, you have to go through the rush process. You have to maybe get hazed, because that proves that you are a put together person. You're credible enough. You can be, you know, a part of the gang clique, if you will. And rappers would get this street cred by committing crimes, or in a more distinct way, by going to jail. Now we see a lot of rappers talking about, you know, drug addiction and drug use. That's why you see a lot of rappers, you know, overdosing, etc. But then it was about, you know, committing genuine like violent crimes, at least from what I've seen. And people would go to jail and then become more famous. Like even the rapper Bobby Shmurda, who was in, you know, jail over a murder, he's getting out in a couple weeks actually. Fans are excited about his return, and they're excited for his new album to come out, and they want to support him, even though he is allegedly a murderer. Well, he's in jail. I don't know how that works, but you'd think that a person wouldn't want to support a felon, but that's actually the opposite when it comes to the rap community. It's very strange. But even in the roast of Justin Bieber, which I'll put a clip in, a comedian makes a joke, which I'll put in.
All these rappers on stage, and Martha Stewart has done the most jail time.
And that joke might on the surface level be like, oh, you know, haha, Martha Stewart has served more jail time than all of these rappers. But it's like, why is that even a stereotype? Like, why is that a thing? And it's because, like, yeah, black people get arrested a lot. So in my head, I think that it's because black people were getting arrested so much that they had to make it be something that was cool. I don't know. That's just my thought. But why is it that like you go to jail and suddenly you are seen as more credible? You're seen as a better artist for like going to jail. And even like Gucci Mane, literally in 2006, when he, you know, got somehow freed from his murder charge that he had, like he was seen as like, oh, look, that's cool. Like, I feel like I'm Gucci Mane in 2006. Like, that's crazy, right? Because, like, not other genres are like that. You don't hear about country people praising a person for going to jail, you know? Like, country singers. I probably should have specified that. But do you need to go to jail to produce good music? No. Even, like, the rapper, like, 6ix9ine, he has gotten so popular. I would say he's gotten more popular from being in jail than him actually being out of it. And now he's back and he's out of jail and he is trending like crazy. And like he went to jail for some horrible, horrible things, yet he is being praised by the rap community. Well, I wouldn't say praised, but he is not getting like punished for like going to jail and doing all these horrible things, you know? And there are obviously rappers who are amazing who have not gone to jail. In fact, I feel like it's more often than not. But this then leads me to a little fun fact, a little speed round. These are some rappers who have confessed to murder in their songs. I'm not even joking. Literally rappers that have confessed to murder in their songs in some way, shape, or form. And it's a whole other conversation to say whether or not you should use an artist's lyrics to indict them for a crime. But, it's rapid fire. Bobby Shmurda, Gucci Mane, Lil Boosie, X-Rated, Twain Gotti, YNW Melly. Rappers also like to rap about like guns and crimes. It's very strange. But to close things out, obviously I mentioned a bunch of black people because black people were the foundation of hip hop and rap. But I'm not going to deny that there are also some white rappers, some people some other races other than black people who are in the rap community. But I'm just showing the association between rap music and crime in the essence of black people. I don't know. But this conversation is not reserved just to black rappers. In fact, I feel like white rappers have to justify themselves even more than black rappers to prove that they're even like worth being on the same pedestal as them, which is a whole other thing. But long story short, rappers have been associated with violence for a very, very long time, and even like how rap is violent music and hood music and being hood is bad. Like, it's like a whole thing we got going on. And I just found it interesting. But either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up because it really does help small channels like mine, like genuinely. And also make sure to subscribe down below because I really want to get to 700 subscribers. That's my new goal for December, and that'd be great to hit that. And make sure to stay happy and stay healthy, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.